Okay, so setting yourself up for a sitting practice, if that feels right for you. Of course, holding in mind that it's really important that we listen to our bodies. This is what we're learning to do. So what your body needs today, and if you're lying down, you may need to lie down today. So honoring that. We're learning to listen to our bodies and pay attention to them. They go so ignored for the majority of our day unless they cause us pain. So take the time, just a moment, to set yourself up comfortably in the practice, to get any props, any blankets, any cushions, perhaps quickly getting a glass of water, pressing pause, going to the loo. Things that we neglect. Just taking a moment to arrive. And if you are sitting, you are welcome to close your eyes and keep them open. And if you are keeping them open, having a soft focus on something. You want your chin slightly tucked, so your body's in its natural alignment. And I've got a candle here. You can pay attention to, or also I've got the pine needles that I'm going to make my tea with again later. So having a sense of having taken your seat. Just checking in with your posture again. Checking for any points of tension, tightness, the jaw, the shoulders, the forehead, clenched hands. Letting go of holding in your belly. We want a soft space here, so that your lungs can fill with air. They can be massaged as the air gets pushed out of the body. So your spine in its natural alignment, embodying a graceful and dignified posture, honoring this body that houses you. This unsentimental space that goes so ignored as we go about our daily tasks and all the important things that our mind is making sure that we are paying attention to. We're taking this time to move into the quiet and mundane space of our bodies, cultivating curiosity and interest in ourselves, grounding in the present moment through the space of our bodies and our breath. So with that in mind, bringing your attention to your breath. Not changing the rhythm in any way, simply observing your breath. Breath is like a snowflake, no two are the same. The in-breath can be longer than the out-breath on occasion, the pauses in between the in-breath and the out-breath. We're cultivating that childlike curiosity, being interested, observing the sensations that you notice in your breath. And finding a point within the breath that's most vivid for you today. Could be the in-breath, You could be following all of the in-breath, all of the out-breath, or noticing the space between the in-breath and the out-breath, or noticing the space between the out-breath and the in-breath. Maybe there's one spot that you're observing all of those from. The nostrils, the top of the nasal passage where the air turns from going up to going down, from going down to going up. Being pushed in, pushed out, sucked in, pushed out, whatever analogies work for you, exploring your breath, the sides of the ribs, or maybe even the upper waist. Can you notice your breath here? This very subtle movement at the back of the ribs. Your lungs are housed in this protective cage. It has a slight softness to it. It can move in and out. And our lungs that then massage the organs as they push in and push out. Simply cultivating present moment awareness and noticing. Taking the time out of our busy days to drop into the felt sense of being in our bodies, embodying ourselves. Cultivating this present moment awareness through our breath. Remembering that there's no right or wrong way of doing these practices, and that my guidance is simply that, a guidance. Listening and honouring your needs. Your breath is always there as an anchor for you. The body, expanding your awareness from the breath to include the body. That's taking a moment to check in with posture. You can have a tendency to slump, to sink. As best you can each time you notice. Adjusting. Honouring this body and holding it in a dignified and graceful way. There's not much space within our modern lives for a self-supporting spine when we sit. or for stillness. We're bombarded with stimulation. We're taking this time to be quiet and still and observe our bodies and our breath. And notice. Perhaps noticing that the body isn't quite as quiet as we'd like. That the mind wanders, lost in stories and to-do lists. Darting from one thing to another, or perhaps it's resting with one particular concern. And each time you notice, bringing your attention back to your breath in your body. And knowing that if sensations or stories are particularly intoxicating, that there are some options for you. The itch, the niggle, the discomfort. You can move, weaving the movements into the practice. So that regularly checking in with your posture, and that sort of sense of pulling yourself up. That you noticed. Congratulating yourself for that. Observing how your body knows what to do to scratch that itch or adjust the posture or perhaps move you into another position. Weaving it slowly and carefully and deliberately into the practice. That it's a part of the meditation and not separate. You don't need to criticize yourself for it. Though observe if you do. Our habits tend to pop up when we sit with ourselves and observe, be curious. You breathing in your body. Another option for being with difficulty, the challenges, sensations that are distracting you, is that you can explore it. Notice the sensations and whether they have a shape, a colour, a texture, a movement, temperature. In the same way that we explore within the body scan, a sort of shining torch beam or a magnifying glass or spotlight. Whatever analogy works for you, exploring the sensation, being an impartial witness to yourself, noticing the streaming, judging mind and bringing your attention to your direct experience of the sensations and how that manifests for you. Does it feel warm, moist or dry? feel really heavy or lightness, tingling. Maybe it's even got a sound, a thud, twinkling sound. Embodying your experience in whatever way works for you. Being patient with yourself. And there's also the option to use the breath, to direct the breath to the sensation, around the sensation, maybe to the edges. The breath could be a firm breath like blowing out a birthday candle, or it could be a soft breath like fogging up a window. Again, another child good behavior we lose along the way. Fogging up a window and then drawing on it. That kind of breath. Being playful. Exploring the sensations. Your direct experience of being you in this moment today, as we practice mindfulness and present moment awareness together. Building those neural pathways. Observing what it is to be us. And then returning your attention to your breath in your body. Any moment. Your breath and your body are always there to anchor you in the present moment. And those three options are choices. How to respond and explore the difficult sensations that arise as we sit quietly with ourselves. And from the breath in the body, I now invite you to bring your attention to your experience of sound. Not particularly searching for sounds, but allowing them to arrive. What is the felt, direct experience of sound within your body? Where are they? Do they have a shape, a colour, texture? Do they move? Are they in one spot? Are they constant? Noticing how the mind introduces stories and maybe images of what that sound is, and as best you can being objective and bringing your attention to your direct experience of the sounds, that you'll be attracted to some and repelled by others. What is the felt sensation of that? sounds as sounds. They're sounds from your body. The space around you. Beyond the room that you're in, outside, above, below. That beginner's mind, willing to see everything as if for the first time, with a fresh curiosity, experience of sounds and the newness of them in this moment. And now an invitation to check back in with the body and the breath, that posture, grace, dignity. We sit in stillness, observe ourselves. And then moving your attention to your experience of thoughts as thoughts. Again, perhaps this idea of standing behind a waterfall, or watching a stream, or a television screen, clouds in the sky, finding an analogy that works for you, maybe trying a new one today, of observing your thoughts, as mental events, what the felt sensations within your body are today as you observe them in this way. How some thoughts float by fairly quickly. Others are more interesting, more beautiful. And the others are perhaps heavier, maybe darker. And as best you can, bringing your direct experience to the sensations within your body as you observe your thoughts. Stepping away from the story and the mind wandering into the felt and direct experience within your body. Shining the spotlight of your awareness around your body as you observe your thoughts as thoughts. Perhaps there are sensations within your hands or your feet, your lower back, shoulders. You can observe the sensations, but you can breathe around them And then narrowing your attention back to your breath and your body and your posture. And then expanding your awareness to your experience of emotions. How are you? What exactly is the felt sensation of the emotion, whatever that is? May not have a label. Dropping into the body and the felt sensation of the emotion. Where is it? Does it have a shape, a color, a texture, a movement, a sound? Maybe there's even a taste. Being playful. Your mind may wander into the story behind what's going on, and as best you can, each time you notice, returning your attention to your direct and felt experience of it. In the stomach, or your left foot, your throat, your cheeks. Trusting in yourself and your body in this moment. Allowing things to be as they are, allowing the present to be as it is. You don't need to fix it. Being versus doing. Letting be versus struggling. Observing your own natural flow, the impermanence, the ebb and flow. And now an invitation to move into a space of choiceless awareness. Letting go, focusing on anything in particular, and allowing yourself to let go and explore what you want to explore. Maybe you want to finish that shopping list, that story, that daydream. Maybe you simply want to return to following your breath. And then returning your attention to the breath. Not changing the rhythm, observing it as it is. As you breathe in, breathe out. Perhaps noticing the pauses in between. And then expanding your awareness to include all of your body. As you breathe in and out, observing the points of contact that you're making with the earth. Perhaps your body is making contact with itself, your legs, your arms. Hands. The fabric of your clothes against your skin. The air around you making contact with you. This air that you breathe in and breathe out. The space above you, beside you, in front of you. Exploring where you begin and end. I'm going to read a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist monk who passed away this week, often quoted. From Timeless Simplicity and the Sacred Arts of Life. At lunchtime, prepare a meal for yourself. Cook the meal and wash the dishes in mindfulness. In the morning, after you have cleaned and straightened up your house, after you have worked in the garden or watched clouds or gathered flowers, prepare a pot of tea to sit and drink in mindfulness. Allow yourself a good length of time to do this. Don't drink your tea like someone who gulps down a cup of coffee during a work break. Drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it were the axis on which the earth revolves. Slowly, evenly, without rushing towards the future. Live the actual moment. For only this actual moment is life. So moving, stretching in whatever way your body needs. I'm going to move into a cup of tea. Reverently. So paying attention to everything, the sounds, the colours, maybe the steam. Your facial expressions, your breath, your posture. And now an invitation to close your eyes. You don't need to set yourself up in any particular posture. Bringing yourself to stillness. Shining a torch beam around your body, or whatever analogy works for you, and an invitation to check in with yourself. That internal weather report. How are you in this moment? And I invite you to think for a moment about what you need to do next. What your body would appreciate. And perhaps setting an intention for making time for that over the next week. More of that listening, dropping into the body, and taking care of its need. Now narrowing your attention to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. The breath and the body are always there as an anchor for you to cultivate this present moment awareness. I'm going to close with a poem, The Sun by Mary Oliver. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun every evening, relaxed and easy, floats towards the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumbled sea and is gone? And how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world, like a red flower streaming upwards on its heavenly oils, say on a morning in early summer, at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such wild love? Do you think there is anywhere in any language a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out, as it warms you, as you stand there empty-handed? Or have you too turned from this world? Or have you too gone crazy for the power of things? So as best you can, taking this sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend or week, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye.